Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. It's Victoria here from Crafty Heaven, and you can find me on my Facebook page at Crafty Heaven as well, and the link will be in the description bar. And today is the third video of the Easter week special, and we've got one more on Friday. So today's project is showing you the Peekaboo Easter box. I absolutely love this box, it's so cute. So I'm just going to put that to one side for the moment. So you're going to need 2 pieces of white cardstock. For the base, it needs to measure 5 11/16 by 5 11/16, and for the lid, it needs to measure 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So I'm going to do the base first. So you're going to put it in your scoring board, and you are going to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, so I'll just move this over so you can see a bit. So 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, and then we're going to score the lid, and you're going to score this at 1 inch on all 4 sides again. Okay, and then while we've got the scoreboard out, we're going to score the dividers for inside the box. And again, you're going to need 2 pieces of white cardstock, and this, you need one that measures 5 1/2 by 3 5/8, and then you're going to cut another piece that measures 5 1/2 by 1 5/8. Okay, so I'm just going to turn my notes over so I can get this scoring measurements. So on the 5 1/2 by 3 5/8, you're going to score that on the 5 1/2 inch side at 1 3/4, 2 3/4, and 3 3/4. And then on the 5 1/2 by 1 5/8 of an inch, along the 5 1/2 inch side again, same measurements, 1 3/4, 2 3/4, and 3 3/4. Okay, so then that's all the scoring done. Okay, so we're going to do the base first. Okay, and you're going to cut up along these. You've got these 4 squares in the corner, and you're going to cut up along those score lines to meet this horizontal line. Okay, so you're going to cut up the score line, then you're going to slightly notch in, okay, and then notch on the edge of your box as well. Okay, and you're going to do that on the other side. Okay, so when you've done your tabs, you're going to fold and burnish, and I already have, and you're going to add some sticky strip to your outside of your tabs, and then you're going to fold in your bottom of your box. Okay, making sure that the corners are perfectly aligned. Okay, carry on all the way around. Okay, and then that's your base. So now we're going to do the lid, and for the lid you're going to need some pattern paper. So you're going to need a piece that measures, let me just check my notes, a piece that measures 3 5/8 by 3 5/8, and you need to add that to your lid before you cut out your window. Okay, so I've added my adhesive on the back, Okay, so I'm going to place that in the centre of my lid, like so. Okay, and then you're going to add your side panels, and these measure 3 5/8 by 7/8 of an inch, and you're going to need 4 of them. Okay, so we'll just peel off the backing and I'm going to stick them on. Like so. So I'm going to continue and do the other 3 as well. Okay, so when you've added your pattern paper, this is what it will look like. So now we're going to cut out the window. Now I haven't got no square dies, so I'm having to cut mine out by hand. But obviously if you've got a square die, then by all means use your die, because it is a lot easier. But if you haven't, then this is another option that you can do. I cut out a piece of white card that measures, I think it measures 3 by 3, 3 inches by 3 inches, and I've put some removable adhesive on the back, and I'm going to place that in the centre of my box, making sure that I have 4 equal sides, like so. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pencil and I'm going to draw around the template to get my square. And obviously once you've cut this out, you can remove your pencil marks by just rubbing them out. Okay, and then you're just going to remove your template. Okay, and I don't know if you can see that I've drawn in my square, and you're going to get a ruler and an X-Acto knife, and you're just basically going to cut around that square that you've drawn in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So when you've cut out your window, okay, I'm just going to rub out these pencil marks. So you'd never know that you hand cut that, but like I said, if you have a square die, then use that, but that is on my to buy list. So now you're going to need a piece of window sheet that measures 3.5 by 3.5. Okay, and you're going to put some adhesive on the inside of your box. I did put some adhesive on the acetate before, but when I stuck it down, you could see the adhesive on the outside of the box, so I just put the adhesive on the inside now. So I'm going to run that along my box, like so. And peel off the backing. And then add your window sheet. And if you find that you have any sticky tape hanging over your acetate, I have a adhesive remover from Stampin' Up, and this is brilliant, and it removes any adhesive that you don't want. So you just rub it along like so. In fact, I need to try this side. Okay, and then that's your window sheet in. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is you need to do your scallop border edge. So you're going to get your border punch, and like we did with the Easter goodie box on Saturday, you're going to carry it on through the tabs. And yes, it will make your tabs smaller, but it's perfectly fine. It still keeps the box together. So I'm going to go ahead and punch my scallop border edge. Okay, so when you've done your scallop edge, this is what it will look like. Then you're going to fold and burnish on your score lines. Like so. Then you're going to get a pair of scissors, okay, and you're going to cut up on the score lines like you normally would, and again at a slight angle, and then you're going to cut off that scallop there, and then you're going to cut off here so you have a perfectly cut tab like you would normally have a box. You don't really want to have any scallop on your tab, sorry, because it will overhang your box. So you want to, when you fold it up, you want it to be perfect like so. You don't want any overhang. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So again, cut up on the score line, notch in, and yes, it does leave a small tab, but it's perfectly fine. It still keeps it nice and secure. Okay, so I'll just get rid of all these little bits here. And then you're going to put some sticky strip on the outside of your tabs again, and then you're going to fold in your lid like so. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we'll come back to decorating the lid in a moment. Now we're going to do the dividers for inside your box. So you're going to fold these mountain and valley style. So you'll have 3 score lines here. You're going to score the middle one mountain, as they call it, and then the other score lines you're going to fold back on yourself, so that would be a valley. So mountain, valley, and then valley again. Okay, so then you end up with something like that. And then you're going to do exactly the same to the other one. Fold the middle score line, so mountain, valley, and then valley again. Okay, so then they will sit like that in the box. You can just place your dividers in the box like so, and the sweets will keep them in place, but I just like to add some adhesive just for some extra security. So I'm going to place some adhesive on the edge on both sides, and then one down the middle like so, and then just peel the backing off. Okay, and then just fold your middle, but you want to make sure that you keep these end tabs away from each other, because you'll end up sticking them to each other. Okay, so that's what it will look like. And then you'll get your base and you'll just place that into your box like so. Then you're going to do exactly the same with the adhesive on this one. Peel off the backing. Fold in your middle like so, and then you're going to place this in the top like so, and then just press it down. Okay, so that's what it will look like. Okay, and just get rid of these. This is where you'd add your sweets. So I have some jelly beans here, and these are the jelly eggs, and these were from the Co-op here in the UK. So I'm going to place some of them on one side. Oops. Okay, I'm going to put those ones back in the bag, and I'll eat them later. And I've got some mini chocolate eggs for the other side. Oh dear, an extra one for me. And in fact, let me just take one of them out because I don't want to overcram that. And then I have the Kinder mini bars. And what I like to do, because these are slightly smaller than the bottom of the box, I like to just add some glue dots to the bottom just so they don't move around. Okay, and then I can position them where I want, and they stay nice and secure. And I'm not putting it, I'm putting the glue dots on the wrapper, so then it's not touching the chocolate. So I've got 4 of them. And I'm placing these other 2 on top of the other ones. Like so. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Okay, and then I'm just going to put that to one side. Then I'm going to get my lid here. Okay, and now we're going to decorate the lid. So I've cut out my bunny, and I've only cut its head out, and I've left a bit of its body just so I've got something for my adhesive to stick to, and I'm going to place that inside my box with his head peeking out like that, and I'm going to stick that down with some glossy accents, and I'm going to just put a bit on his body part, and I want to slightly angle his head, so I'm just going to position this and then I will show you. Okay, I'm going to place that, turn that around, okay, so that's what it will look like. And then you would obviously let that dry for a few minutes, and you would place your lid on like so. So that's what it's starting to look like. Okay, then you're going to get some white ribbon that I've just had. There we go. And like with the goodie box, you're going to wrap it around the front first, then turn your box over, and then cross over your ribbon as if you're like tying, as if you're wrapping a present up, and then flip it back over again. and tie your bow. And so this I'm going to attempt to try my bow on camera. This could be interesting. This bit is so fiddly because you're trying to keep hold of the knot that you made, as well as tie the bow. So just my tails. And I've got stubby fingers, so everything just is fiddly. So, and I think that's looking okay. Okay, then I'm going to cut my tails off. And then to finish it off, I have a sentiment here, little that's I stamped on some white cardstock, and then I inked the edges with the Memento Tangelo ink, and then I backed it with some orange cardstock, and I'm going to add a glue dot to the back of my sentiment, and I'm just going to place that under the bow like so. Okay, so there you have your peekaboo Easter box. Aren't they adorable? Any children would love them. I know my children would. But these are actually for a customer of mine. She also has another one, so she has 3 altogether. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and remember, click on the description. Click on the link in the description below, and that will take you to my Facebook page called Crafty Heaven, where I have more inspiration of ideas that I do, and it will have my YouTube videos linked to that as well. And I hope you will join me on Friday for the last Easter special video. So thanks again for joining me today, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye!